Hello everyone, welcome to the Royal Princess Newborn channel. I just wanted to come on here and show you a bit of my painting that I've been doing. This kit here is the Ashley Sleep kit, and this baby is very sweet. I just love how he or she is turning out and all the detail that's making him look so realistic. And here's the back. I just wanted to come on and just do the last layer of painting, the warming layer basically, before I start the varnish. And then with the next set of videos, I will start with a fresh newborn doll, and then we can go through the beginning to the end on how I create my dolls. And I am a new artist, so I'm still learning as well. But it's nice to share, you know, tips and tricks of what works and what doesn't work, and have your opinion on it. So what I'm going to show you right now is I've mixed up my paint here. Now this is the heat set paint. And in this one I do have a few colors, about 4 colors that I like to mix on the warming layer. And this is just going to give the last layer a nice little warm look and pull everything together. So we'll start with this. And I have my brush. I like to use this big one to wipe it on. And then I have the sponges that I like to pounce it off with. And I'll show you. Excuse me. And just notice the spot there. Make sure he's okay. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to start at the back first. Other artists, you know, you do whatever feels right for you. You'll know in time, if you're a new artist, what works and what doesn't work. So I like to get my paint in here, stir it up. And when checking for the color, it's best to have a glass container. This way you can pull the color up against the side, and you can see if it's too light or too dark. And you can always add a thinner to it to get the right color that you need. If it's too thick of a color, too dense, paint will go on very chalky and dry and chalky, and you don't want that. So always look to see how nice and light the color will be, because you want thin layers of paint, not thick. So what I'm going to do is just go on the back, and this is how I like to do this. Okay, so I'm going to go like that, behind the ears. And I like to work in small sections so you're not spreading it everywhere and having it drip all over the place. And then just grab the sponge and you're just pouncing. And this is just spreading it evenly over the back of the head. And I like to go to the top, make sure it's not dripping, so that I do the back section first. Take my sponge, go in behind the ear. Crease. And I'm just grabbing my denser sponge just to go over it a little bit. And that's going on very nice and smooth. And behind the ear. And then once it's all done, I like to grab a little brush and just sort of, you know, go in behind where the creases are, because you don't want any buildup behind there, and any little crease there. Okay, so that is the back done, like that. Let's see if I can get in closer here without it, and that's the back done there. Now the front, Same idea. I don't want too much. And I'm just going to go across the top. And just eyes. Over the ears. And front. And then we're just going to dab all over here. I'll take the other sponge first. And we're just smoothing that all evenly in there. And then we're going to go in with the brush, the sponge first, and then the brush in the ears, just to make sure we did get that as well. Nose. And in the eyes, you want to go into the creases and make sure that there's no buildup there. But once it all looks pounced off there, just lightly, you can see where the spots are, that if you missed any. Okay, so I'm just going to go in here. A little bit more in the ear here, just a tiny bit there, tiny bit here, make sure I have that. Use my soft sponge, just go like that, other side. And then I'm going to just take a shader brush, let's see here, this one's fine. I'll just go inside like that. Make sure there's no buildup of the paint in there. And then we'll let this dry. And since this is heat set paints that I'm working with, the Genesis heat set, it does require an oven to cure the paint. So I will be baking each part that I do. And I will put them on for 250 to 60 degrees for 8 to 9 minutes. And this is the final step before I do start my varnishing, and I will also do a video on the varnishing as well. There, and go back into just the eyes. And take a smaller one, we can go into the nostrils here. Make sure. And a little bit more of the sponge. Now I do have this one weighted, and it is very heavy. I put rice in it and warmed it up. When I first got this kit, I ordered a few dolls, and they were all in a big box. And this one was squished, so the sides of his head, or her head, were squished in. So what I decided was, I'll use the rice in a sock and fill it right up, and it worked perfectly. The head came back to its original shape, so I'm very pleased with that. And I haven't taken the rice out yet, so it gets heavy on this hand. But yeah, so we're just gonna leave that dry like that. Make sure, check it over. Go back behind the ear, see there. And then you're done with that piece. So put him there. And then I'm gonna start, I always start to go with the legs. I like to go legs and then arms. It depends on preference, really, what you wanna do. So I'm gonna go here with leg. And basically the same thing that we're doing. I like to go here. And then halfway down the leg. And then that's my section there. And I will pounce the paint. And you're pouncing it so that it goes in and takes some of the paint off, but not all of it, just so it dries easier. Catching any drips that may be there. And I got enough here on the sponge that I can go up farther. And I'm going to just pounce this off. I've done all the detail and everything. So this, like I said, is the final step. I'm just showing you some of the detail here that I've done. It's a great hobby to get into if you're just starting or thinking about doing reborn dolls. And then you can go with the brush inside the toes because you don't want them to get full of paint in there. And then you do bake after each layer of painting, or you can do 2 to 3 layers, it depends. Average 2 I would do, and then you bake. Okay. That looks good. And then I'm just going to do the top part here. Around. And it just brings out more of the detail of what you've done. You know, it just brings the skin tone to life. Let's see all the detail in that here. It's very good. Okay, so we're going to let that dry. And take our other leg here. Now with the Asher kit here, one of the legs is stretched out and the other one is bent. So it comes that way with a bent leg up, which is kind of cute, you know. And again, I just start with the foot and work my way down. Tap that off. And it does take a long time to build, make one of these, because there's so many layers of paint that go on to create the perfect looking doll. That's what we strive for, at least. And I'm getting better. My first dolls were okay, but when I compare it to the ones I'm doing now, I have improved a lot. So it's a learning experience, and you get better as you get more comfortable and learn more techniques. And I like to watch other artists on YouTube and how they do it. There's some very good reborners out there, and I can only wish someday that I'm as good as that, or them, I should say. Okay, and then just a little bit here on the leg. Sure I get all that. And if you are starting out in reborning, you can buy the starter kits at McPherson's or Bountiful Baby. I like to use both of those sites. You can get the starter kit with the doll, the paints, they have a DVD there, or you can go online. There's a lot of, like I said, good artists that you can learn their techniques as well. And get started just by doing that. And it is expensive to, you know, buy the oven and all the things to start, but once you have everything, then you're fine. You know, you have the basics and you just go on from there and order the kits. And they also have the smaller dolls. If you're not too sure you want to make a big doll, you can get like a 10-inch doll and, you know, make a little doll to try out. And just pounce off with this one, go in the creases. And just dabbing very, very light. And go in the toe here. Take the brush, go with the finer brush here. And just go lightly in the crease there. And the toes. And you can always inspect it later too. Once it starts to dry, if you've missed a spot, you can always go over it with the thinning medium and just wipe up any mistakes or that you see. Okay, that looks great. Show you that. And it's starting to dry up here as well, so that looks good. So now I'll put that one in. Now you don't have to go and buy an expensive rack. This one's fine. I have other ones that are homemade, and I also have the baby bottle rack, the plastic ones that you use for babies. This one here is just a cooling rack, I believe. I got that at Dollarama. For $4, so you can use that. And the jars here I got at Walmart, just mason jars, smaller jars. I like to make up a bit of the paint so that I have them. And just painting the hand, going in here. And just doing half of that. And dabbing it off. And always make sure you have a glove on. It helps because of the oils in your fingers. You don't want any shiny marks on the doll. And here. Crease there, and also here she's got the little fist there clenched tight, so just nothing in there, building up, and here looks good. And just a small bit more up here. If you guys have any questions, be free to put them in the comment section, and I will answer any questions you would like to know about or have any answers to. I will do that for you. So just go all the way again. And we have that one done. And now for the next arm. And just a small amount on the top. And it's really nice. I don't know if it picks up on the camera though. You can see how it just adds that small thin layer of paint just to bring out all the detail like that. Okay. Here. That looks good. Let that dry. Now we're gonna just let this dry, and then we'll come back and we'll bake that. And like I said, it's at 250, 260 for 8 or 9 minutes. And I will show you, get up here, show you the New Wave oven that I have here. And we will be, I'll show you here. So I'm just going to clear that. So clear, and then I'll put it on for 260. Cook 260, and then I cook time. And then I will put that on for 8 minutes. Once that's dry, and then I'll put that in my oven, and that'll be all set. And it's good to buy the one that has the extender ring here, just so the glass doesn't, not the glass, the plastic doesn't crack. That's the better one to do with that one. But I will let these dry here. And on the next video, we'll come back and we'll do some varnishing, and then we'll start a brand new doll. Thanks for watching. Bye.